Now, we have already understood a basic part of the first definition of the moles, and we said that we have connected the moles with Avogadro's number. We said that one mole, that part was done, that one mole of a substance has basically 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles. So that was a concept which we have done. Okay. Then the second concept we have done, that is that one mole of a substance is equals to mass over AR or MR. So we were able to calculate the amount of substance when the mass was given to you by dividing it, if it is an element, dividing it by AR or dividing it with MR. And we have also done few questions related to it. So the definition for the moles was a mole is the amount of the substance that contain the same number of particles as the number of carbon atom in exactly 12 grams of carbon 12 isotopes. And this was the formula which I told you, that how we are going to connect the moles with the mass of a substance, how to find out the number of moles in a given mass of the substance. We will be dividing it by molar mass. What is molar mass? It's basically the mass of a substance which is equals to 1 mole, or we can say that 1 mole is actually the mass, or it's basically the mr in grams or ar in grams. Okay, so that is basically the molar mass. So this is the formula which we have, and we can rearrange the formula if we want to calculate the molar mass. So molar mass equals to mass over moles, or if you want to calculate the mass, then number of moles into molar mass will get the mass. So we can rearrange this formula to whatever we want to calculate. Now, this is a very simple recap. Now, these questions are from your textbook itself. It says that you need to find out the amount of substance, means you need to find out the number of moles in 6.51 grams of sodium chloride. So this is given to you. This is basically the mass. So in how much moles this mass will make, that you need to find out. So we again have the formula, moles equals to mass over mr. The mass is 6.51 divided by molar mass of sodium chloride, which is 58.5, will divide and will have the amount of substance in moles. Similarly, we have another question. Now, what is the mass of 0.2? Now, they are reversing. They are asking you the mass now. Now, we have rearranged the same formula. We need to find out the mass. So, what we did, we multiply number of moles with molar mass in order to find out the mass. So, the same formula rearranged this way. So it's the number of moles which is coming from the question, multiply by the molar mass of hydrogen iodide. We will be getting the mass of the substance which has these many moles. Okay? Till here it's
Yes.
clear? Coming to the third example. Now here they have the number of moles of the substance and they have the mass. They want to calculate the molar mass. So what we'll do, the mass divided by number of moles will have the molar mass for the substance. Through this, we can also identify which substance is it if it is an element. We can identify the substance if it is an element, looking for this element in the periodic table with the same molar mass. So that is also the possibility. Now we these are some of the questions. You can do them later. Please take a snapshot if you can. Okay. Now the next slide is actually the marking scheme for the same questions which are given above. So this is the marking scheme. So once you calculate the questions, you can tally your answer with the marking scheme. Do take the snapshot and let me know so that I can proceed further. All right, good. Now we whatever the formulas we were doing, we were applying the formulas to the direct data. Now the same data and the equations will be given to you. So whatever we know regarding the moles and the mass, we are going to apply that to the equation, to a particular scenario, to a particular reaction. And such calculations are known as stoichiometric calculations. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to explain it through an equation because we already know the formula. And the formula is moles equals to mass over AR or MR. Now, this is an equation, or this is a scenario. We have sulfur trioxide and water react together to give you sulfuric acid. Now, the question given to us is that what mass of sulfur trioxide is needed to form 75 grams of sulfuric acid. So this is sulfur trioxide. You need to find out the mass of sulfur trioxide when you're given 75 grams of sulfuric acid. Okay, so how we are going to do is, first of all, we will, because in the equation need to be balanced. Whenever you're calculating, whenever you're using the equation for the moles calculation, the first step is that your equation need to be a balanced equation. That is mandatory. Now, through the balanced equation, we know that in what ratio the substances have reacted together. Okay, we know this ratio, the substances had in which the substances have reacted together. Okay, so looking at the equation, we know that the sulfur trioxide, water, they are reacting in the ratio 1:1. Why? Because we have a coefficient 1 here. So when you have a coefficient 1, that means they are reacting in the ratio 1:1. And same way, the ratio or the product, you're getting the product in the ratio 1 itself. So basically, the coefficient which is given along with the equation, this coefficient is actually depicting the moles. So we can say that 1 mole of sulfur trioxide is reacting with 1 mole of water, and it is forming 1 mole of sulfuric acid. Or we can say they are reacting in the ratio of 1:1, giving us 1:1 of sulfuric acid. So when they are in the right ratio and we get to know through a balanced equation, what we can do is we can convert the mass which is given to us in the moles. Can we convert the mass into moles? By the formula, that is moles equals to mass over molar mass. Okay, so the mass which is given to us of sulfuric acid, that's basically 75.0 grams. We'll divide it by the molar mass of sulfuric acid. So the molar mass of sulfuric acid is, hydrogen is 1 times 2 plus 32 plus 16 into 4. Simplify the molar mass. Is it 98? So it's what we'll be doing, 75.0 will divide by 98.1. We'll get the number of moles. Okay. So the number of moles they have already calculated in step 2, that's 0.7, 0. You're getting 0.765 moles for sulfuric acid. Okay. Now, because we have the equation and that equation is actually balanced, the sulfur trioxide and water, they are reacting in the ratio 1:1, and you're getting 1 mole of sulfuric acid because the coefficient is 1. Okay, as I already told you previously. So if we calculated the moles of sulfuric acid, that's 0.765 moles of sulfuric acid. So automatically we know, because they are reacting in the ratio and you're getting the 1 ratio. So on the basis of that, we'll say that the same moles of water and the same moles of sulfur trioxide are actually reacting together to give you this many moles. So we know that 0.765 moles of sulfur trioxide and 0.765 moles of water reacting together, because the equation is telling us that the same ratio they are reacting and they're producing the moles of the same ratio. So we calculated through the product the reacting moles of the reactant. So when we know the moles of the reactant of sulfur trioxide, we can easily convert that into mass now. Again, we'll be using the same formula, but this time we will be rearranging this formula because we need to calculate the mass. So the formula will be mass equals to moles into the molar mass. Okay, so moles we already have, knowing the ratio form, 0.765 multiplied by the MR for sulfur trioxide. So the MR for sulfur trioxide, let's do it, calculate it quickly. Sulfur trioxide, sulfur is 32 and oxygen is 16 times 3. So give me the molar mass for sulfur trioxide. I think it's given here, it's 80.1, right? So 0.765 times 80.1 will be getting the mass, that's 61.2 grams. So this is basically your answer. So we actually calculated this whole thing in basically 3 steps. The first step, we try to look into the ratio. We converted the mass of sulfuric acid. We first of all, we calculated the molar mass of sulfuric acid. This was the step. Then we use the molar mass in order to divide the given mass by the molar mass. We got the moles of sulfuric acid. Then looking at the ratio, The ratio was 1 is to 1 of 1 is to 1, because all of them we see that the coefficient with them in the balanced equation was 1 only. So whatever the moles of sulfuric acid were formed, the same moles were there for sulfur trioxide. So taking the same moles of sulfur trioxide, we multiplied that by the molar mass in order to get the mass of sulfur trioxide. Is it clear, beta? Now, for example, is this working clear to everyone? Have you copied? Can we move on to the next question? Okay, good. Now we are moving on to the next worked example. Now, this is another worked example. After doing the certain worked example, I'm going to give you an exercise to calculate the answer to it yourself, and then I'll discuss your concerns. Okay, worked example 2. In this case, the equation for the reaction is given to you. Now look at the equation. The equation is totally balanced, but we have a 2 moles of ammonia reacting. When nothing is given, it means 1 moles of sulfuric acid and you given 1 moles of ammonium sulfate. So that means there is a ratio of 2 is to 1 between the two reactants, and we're getting the ammonium sulfate in the ratio 1. Okay. Now the question they have given us that what mass of ammonia is needed from 100 grams of ammonium sulfate. So they are saying that we have 100 grams of ammonium sulfate. You need to find out the mass of ammonia. So the only difference between this worked example and the previous one was it's the ratio. Now there the ratio was 1 is to 1, but here the ratio is 1 is to 2. So on the basis of the ratio, we need to calculate it. So again, the step 1 is we have to calculate the molar mass. These are the molar masses. So step 1, we need to calculate the molar mass of ammonia, which is 17. How we got it? It's nitrogen is actually 14 and hydrogen is actually 1. So it's 14 plus 1 into 3, we get the molar mass, that's 17.0 grams. Now let's calculate. This is very, very crucial and very important part, that you need to calculate the molar mass carefully and correctly. If this molar mass goes wrong, then the whole question goes wrong. Okay, so let's calculate for the ammonium sulfate. The ammonium sulfate, we, as far as I remember, nitrogen is 14 and we'll be multiplying it by 2 because 2 is outside the bracket. Hydrogen is 1 times 4 2s are 8. Okay, added to sulfur is 32, added to 16 into 4. When you simplify this molar mass, we are going to get the answer, that's 132.1. So this is the molar mass of ammonium sulfate. Okay, now the next step is that whatever is given to you, you have to convert that into the moles. So 100 grams of ammonium sulfate is given to you. So I will be converting that into the moles. So 100 divided by 132, these many moles are there. Okay, now I have to find out the mass of ammonia. Let's ignore sulfuric acid because they haven't asked anything related to sulfuric acid. Okay, now having the ratio form, now we know that 0.754 moles of ammonium sulfate, because the ratio is 2 is to 1. Okay, looking at the balanced equation, we know that there's a ratio of 2 is to 1. So if we have 0.757 moles of ammonium sulfate, then I'll be needing how many times? 0.7572 times, because it's twice the ammonia you are taking. Okay, because the ratio is 2 is to 1. So whatever the moles of ammonium sulfate, the double the moles of ammonia will be. So on multiplying with 2, you are getting these many moles, okay, of ammonia. Now these many moles of ammonia, you have to convert that into the mass. So again, getting the formula, we have the formula moles equals to mass over molar mass. We'll rearrange this because we have to find out the mass. So the formula will be mass is equals to moles times molar mass. So moles are how much? These are the moles. So 1.51 times the molar mass of ammonia is 17. So when you multiply them, when you simplify, we'll be getting answer 25.7 grams. I hope this much is clear. So it's very simple. We have to calculate the molar mass very carefully. We have to ensure that the equation is balanced. Then we have to take the same ratio and we have to put it up in the formula and proceed with that. Okay, fine. Have you taken the snapshot, or have you copied down the solution? Now, before I move ahead here, there are two questions. Take the snapshot of this question. Okay, take the snapshot of this question, and I'm going to give you the unit conversion. 1 kg is equals to 10 to the power 3 grams, or I can say 1 tons is equals to 10 to the power 6 gram. Now the question says a fertilizer manufacturer makes a batch of 20 kg of ammonium nitrate. What mass of ammonia in kg does the manufacturer need to start? I want you people to solve the question number one. Now, just to facilitate you people, though in the exam, many a time they don't give you the equation, but I'm giving you the equations. So the reactant is ammonia, right? And because I'm getting ammonium nitrate, that is NH4NO3, so I have to make it react with nitric acid. Okay, so nitric acid and ammonium nitrate, when they react together, you're getting ammonium nitrate. Is the equation balanced? Its equation is balanced, right? So I want you people to solve the question number one. You have to convert the kg into grams and then further proceed. Okay, is that clear?